Welcome to the Introduction to Using Flourish course. This is episode 1 of a playlist designed to take you from beginner to building charts you can publish and share. Before you begin, make sure you're logged into Flourish. You'll find a link to the data below this video so you can follow along, or you can use your own data if you prefer. In this first video, we'll build a bar chart from importing data through to styling and exporting it. Let's get started. In this session, I'm going to show you how to create a bar chart. I'd recommend you follow along. You can find the data for the bar chart in the link below. To start, click on this blue button to create a new visualization. This is the template chooser. Each template has lots of starting points we call blueprints. You can see here this template is called line bar pie, but we have starting points for bar charts, line charts, pie charts, and loads more. If we scroll down, you can see our other templates. So we have loads of maps, scatter, and then more specialized templates like the animated bar chart race, hierarchy, or Sankey's. If you're unsure which template to use, I recommend using these filters. So for example, part to whole, or maybe change over time. In this course, we're going to focus on the line bar and pie template. Once you master the settings here, you'll find most of the other charts have very similar settings. Let's pick a bar chart. Every blueprint has some dummy data. We can see this in the Data tab. This dummy data is super useful to show us what format we need our data to be in to get the template to work. Here we can see we need a labels column and we need a values column. Before adding our data to Flourish, we need to clear the dummy data. We can do this by clicking on a cell and pressing Command A on a Mac or Control A on a PC to select all, and then clicking Delete. Or we could click the data drop down and click Clear Sheet. We can definitely improve this bar chart. I like to start by adding a title to my charts because it helps me think about what story I want the chart to tell. To add a title, we need to go to Header. So I'm going to paste my title in, and then I prepared a subtitle as well, so I'm going to copy this and paste this in as well. Now we've got lots of options for styling here. We could change the size, the weight, or even the padding. But for now, I'm just going to leave this the same. Next, I want to add a source to this data. So I'm going to search for source, and we can see it's in the footer. So this data is from Statista. And I'd like to add the URL. So this means it will be clickable if it appears on a website. So I'm going to copy the URL here and then put it in here. And now it's clickable. To make a bar chart easier to read, I always recommend sorting the bars from largest to smallest. We can do this by going to Sort Mode here and then clicking Sort by Value. Now we've also got some other options if I go back to Datasheet and then click on the Data tab. We can sort this column by A to Z or by Z to A. And this also allows us to add an other row. So let's add one here, or maybe use this value, maybe make it a bit bigger. And you can see here that the rows are sorted from large to small, except for this other category, which we have at the bottom. Now, my data doesn't have another category, so I'm going to delete this for now. Next, I always like to add labels to my bars. If you could imagine this was just an image or it was on social media, every user wanting to know exactly what value this is would have to guess it by looking down here to the x-axis. To add a label, we can go to Labels, Show Labels on Data Points. These labels are pretty long and look a little bit messy. I think it would look a lot better if it was 65.1 M for million rather than all those zeros. So let's do that. We can go to number formatting and then add an M. This is also where you would add a percentage sign. So I could add a percentage here, or maybe a currency sign for a prefix. But we just want an M for now. So next I can go into Advanced, Multiply, Divide Values, and I'm going to divide by 1,000,000. That looks a lot cleaner. So now we've got these labels, we don't really need this x-axis. In fact, it's just adding a bit of clutter to the chart. So let's go to x-axis and then hide. For my chart, I like to do a quick check to see what it looks like on different screen sizes. I can do this by dragging the edge of the chart like this. I can also click these buttons, so desktop, tablet, and mobile. You can set a custom size, so for example, if I wanted to see what it looks like as a square for Twitter, I could set 500 times 500. I think this looks pretty good. Flourish is designed to look good on all screen sizes, from phones to huge screens. However, sometimes I like to make some small adjustments, particularly for mobiles. For example, if we had a really long y-axis label, we could put the labels above the bars. So let's do that. So if we go to Labels, Label Style, Above Bars. I actually prefer the first one, so let's go back to Axis. Next, I'd like to set my sharing options. If you're working on a chart which needs to be kept secret from other people in your organisation, you can set sharing options. You can set these globally for your company and individually for each chart. Mostly you won't need to change these. So let's have a look. You can set this so you are the only person in your company who can view this chart. So anybody in your company can view the chart but can't edit it, or anyone in your company can view and edit this chart. Next, I'd like to give this chart a file name. So I'm going to copy this and then add it here. So your charts will always be saved even if they don't have a file name, but I always recommend giving them a fit file name because otherwise they become quite hard to find if you make lots of charts. If you click this drop down, you can also duplicate the chart, which we use for versioning. To export a chart, click this button. Here we have a few options. You can add your chart to an interactive Canva presentation. We'll cover this later in the course. You can download an image by clicking here. We have options for PNG, JPEG, or SVG if you want to add it to a graphics program. Next, we can set the size. Because Flourish is fully responsive, you can come up with any aspect ratio you want and it will still work. If you want to increase the quality of the image, you can either just make these numbers bigger or click ×2. Next, if we want to add this chart to our website, we can click Publish. Here we've got a couple of options. You can require a password to open. This is useful if you don't want to make your chart public, but maybe you want to share with a client and you can tell them the password. Next, we can allow anyone to duplicate this project and data. This is useful for training other people in your company. Let's click Publish. So now we get this embed script, and this is the script you're going to want to put on your CMS. There are some other options. We use iframes in pop-ups sometimes, but the thing to remember about iframes is they aren't fully responsive, so you won't get all the power of Flourish responsively resizing your chart for mobiles. So we always recommend using the script. If we click here, we've got a preview link so we can see what it would look like on a website. Then finally, we've got this download HTML option. If you prefer to host the chart on your own server rather than Flourish's, you can download a zip file containing the HTML and JavaScript files by clicking here.